Good day, my good people out there. I am Folahan Oyelekon. Today, I'm discussing The Lion and the Jewel, written by Wole Soyinka. I've earlier introduced you to this drama text in my previous video, where we learned that the drama text is divided into morning, noon, and night. I'm discussing the morning session today. Let's go ahead. This scene takes place in the center of the village, where the village school is built. The chanting of arithmetic times renders the ear through the window of the classroom. Sidi, the village belle, enters, carrying a small pail of water on her head. She has her clothes folded above her breast, wrapped around her waist, with the shoulders bare. Lakunle, the village teacher, peeps through the window and is later seen engaging Sidi in conversation. He condemns Sidi's carrying load on her head that it might shorten her neck. He also complains about exposing her body to people. Sidi then responds that it is her body and not Lakunle's. Lakunle, however, educates Sidi that she will make herself the talk of the village with her attitude. Sidi responds that instead of her, Lakunle is, quote unquote, the madman of Ilujinle, a fool, who is daily talked about in the village. Lakunle says he's not disturbed by their talks because they are savages who misunderstand him. Lakunle is referring to the villagers here as savages that don't understand him, that he doesn't care whatever they say about him. Let's continue. This annoys Sidi, who nearly boxes Lakunle. He then tells Sidi that she has a small brain. He later apologizes to Sidi that he does not mean to demean her, but his book taught him that, quote unquote, women have a smaller brain than men. That is why they are referred to as the weaker sex. Lakunle is trying to educate Sidi here that he learnt it from his books, that is, he learnt it in school, that women have a smaller brain than men. Let's continue. Sidi counters him that women are not the weaker sex. The weaker sex cannot pound yam or bend all day to plant the millet with a child on her back. Lakunle then says that in a year or two, there will be machines that will be performing those tasks for women. Lakunle promises to civilize the village, including Baruka the Bale. He will bring the civilization of Lagos and Badagry to Ilujinle village. He then beckons to Sidi to swear that she will marry him. Sidi answers that she is ready to marry him if he will pay a bride price, that not paying the bride price will make her a laughingstock in the village. The people will believe she is not a virgin, hence she was forced to sell her shame. The bone of contention in this book is the issue of bride price between Lakunle and Sidi. Sidi is insisting that a bride price must be paid if you want to marry her, so that the villagers will not believe that she's not a virgin, that she's forced to sell to sell herself to a man, to force herself on a man because she's not a virgin. That's why she's insisting on the payment of a bride price. Let's continue. Bride price has been a book of contention between Lakunle and Sidi, who considers it a barbaric culture and compares it to buying a commodity from the market. Quotes and unquote. To pay the bride price will be to buy a heifer of the market stall. That is from Lakunle. Let's continue. He says that he wants to wed because of love. He wants a partner, not a slave. In response to this, Sidi says she just confirmed that Lakunle is mad, has been touted by the villagers. She wonders what he will be teaching the students. There is a noise of people approaching. Sidi demands for the release of her pay before the arrival of the people so that they will not jeer at Lakunle. A crowd of youths and drummers, including 4 girls, arrive. The girls inform Sidi of the arrival of the stranger who took her photograph the other time. The stranger arrives in the village on his motorbike with the magazine that has pictures of Sidi in strategic places and the village. Sidi becomes prouder of her beauty, especially when she's told that Baale's image shares a little corner of the magazine with one of the village latrines. She feels more superior to Lakunle that she reconsiders marrying him again. She's so excited that she suggests the dancing of the lost traveler. This is a dramatic technique. There's a use of dramatic technique here. That is referred to as mime. Let's continue. The four girls are picked to dance the devil horse, a car, while Lakunle is forced to mime the stranger. He mimics the arrival of the stranger in his car, how he parks the car and continues trekking into the village with his camera, helmet, and a flask of whiskey. He decides to take a rest under a tree on the way, and a snake drops on his head. A monkey also jumps on his path, and later a roar comes from somewhere, and so on. He later becomes drunk. The stranger then hears the sound of a girl from the bush. He then takes the last sip from the whiskey and throws the bottle to the direction of the sound. This earns him a lot of abuse. He then prepares his camera for a snap. Sidi later reappears with the villagers. The scene is then taken to the village center in front of the other tree. The sudden arrival of Baroka at the scene brings everything to a stop. Everyone goes down with the greeting of Kabiyesi, except Lakunle, who tries to sneak away from the scene. Baroka calls him back and is forced to continue with the performance. Baroka also joins by asking them to seize the stranger, Lakunle, for trying to steal the maidenhead, that is Sidi. The villagers then gather around Lakunle threateningly until Baale pacifies them after he understands the plight of the stranger. The Baale then orders dry clothes for him and a feast in his honor. He takes photographs of the party and of Sidi. He serves the local drinks, which he takes reluctantly initially. Lakunle's sudden exit from the performance brings an end to the mime. Sidi commends Lakunle for the role, but later runs from the scene while the women pursue him, and Baroka, in the company of his wrestlers, is left behind. He then brings out his copy of the magazine and admires Sidi's pictures in the magazine. He says it is 5 full months since he last took a wife. This expression is pregnant with meaning. Baroka is sending a message to Sidi here that he is going to marry Sidi. That is the end of the morning session. Let's meet in the noon. If you have any question on this text, do not hesitate to send your question through the message box, and the questions shall be attended to. Thank you and God bless.